Good morning YouTube and welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm going over my Week 16 NFL Power Rankings. I do this every single week on the channel. It's gotten a lot of really good support lately and I really love this series. So basically I rank every single NFL team from 1 to 32. I do it every single week. Try not to get too upset where I put your team because, again, this is only my opinion of where I think the team is right now, not my opinion of the team. So it's just for fun, and let's get into it. But before we do that, I'd like to thank everyone who came out to my stream today. It was my first ever stream. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I'd like to thank everyone that decided to come out and had a good time. We watched football together. I was streaming my reaction to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Saints game. It was a very good game, and we had a lot of people. We had some people from the Saints, some people that wanted the Chiefs to win. It was a good game, and I really appreciated everyone that came out. I will be streaming the Packers-Titans game next week, the Sunday Night Football game, so make sure to tune in for that. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Only 14% of the people who watch this channel are actually subscribed. So if you enjoy my content and you want to see more content like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe. So with that, let's get into the video. So to start off this power rankings, we have the dumpster fire as always. And this week, the dumpster fire has a new king. The Bengals are number 32 now, with the Jaguars at 31 and the Jets at 30. The Jets got a good win this week against the Rams, 23-20, losing them Trevor Lawrence, because now the Jaguars have an easier schedule and are in first position to get the last seed in the NFL. The Bengals, on the other hand, have 2 wins and a tie, and although they are not impressive, they will not get the first seed, or the worst seed, I guess. But they are still, I think, the worst team in the NFL at this point of the season. Next category, we have bad. We have 29 the Lions, 28 the Panthers, and 27 the Falcons. The Panthers and Falcons both played very good games this week against tough teams. But, again, they both lost, and there were some other teams that were better than them that won, and other teams that were better than them that had really close games against more relevant teams in this area. Both the Falcons and the Panthers have had up and down seasons. The Panthers started off strong and then fell down a little bit. The Falcons started off very weak and then rose up a little bit. And they both settled around the bottom, the very bottom. The Lions also started off pretty well, just like the Panthers, and then they've settled down as well, bringing all these teams down almost to the level of the Jets, the Jaguars, and Bengals, but still very distinctly far away. The next category we have is future potential. The 49ers lost to the Cowboys this week, and if the 49ers have a season where they're fully healthy and not injured, they do have a lot of potential on that team. As for the Cowboys at 24, they've been missing their quarterback Dak Prescott all year, and it's only taken them 10 weeks to figure out how to play football without him. This week, they had a really good game against the 49ers. It was a hard-fought game. Both sides had really good offensive plays. The defenses played terribly, and the Cowboys got the win in a very high-scoring game. The Texans are at 25 after their loss to the Colts. They've officially lost 2 games to the Colts by 1 score and have failed to play spoiler in their own division. They do have one more chance, though, I believe, because I do believe they are playing Tennessee one more time this season. I'm not positive. Don't fact-check me on that. But they do have at least one more chance to play spoiler in their division. But other than that, they haven't really done a whole lot this season other than beat the Patriots, which I'm still a little upset about. At 23, we have the Chargers, and the Chargers have Justin Herbert, a very promising young quarterback who had a good rookie season. He has the most passing touchdowns of any NFL rookie in NFL history. He has broken so many records this year as a rookie, and their team just is not performing the way that you would expect them to with such an amazing rookie. The next year they should do well with their new draft pick additions, hopefully on defense, and the Chargers should be a potential playoff contender next season if they add the right pieces. And at 22 we have the Broncos. The Denver Broncos are one of the most interesting teams in the NFL. They beat the entire AFC East except for the Bills, who blew them out 48-19. They played very tough against the Chiefs both times that they played them. They have won and lost many games in their division, and it's been a bumpy road for Broncos fans, but Drew Lock is not done yet. He has more life yet to give, And at 22, the Broncos are a solid team, and they have a lot of room to improve. And up-and-coming teams above future potential are the Giants, the Eagles, and the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings were 5-1 in the last 6 games. Now they have advanced to 5-3 in the last 8 games. Just like the Patriots, they were 1-5, and now they are 6-8. Both of those teams have their own little special things about them, but the reason why I have the Vikings below the Patriots is because the Patriots have an outstanding defense. Although their offense is not very good, the Vikings don't have any outstanding qualities. Their offense is good, but it's not one of the top offenses in the league. Their defense is strong, but it's not one of the strongest defenses in the league. The Patriots' defense, I think, sets them apart from the Vikings. That's why the Patriots are 18 and the Vikings are 19. Just below the Vikings, we have the Giants and the Eagles. The Giants are coming off of a devastating loss to the Browns. The football team lost to the Seahawks, leaving the division title wide open for the Giants to reclaim, and they couldn't do it this week against the Cleveland Browns. So they are stuck at 21, and at 20, we have the Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts coming up big in the last 2 weeks. He won a game against the Saints last week, and now this week he played a very strong game against the Cardinals. I don't know if the Eagles are for real, and I definitely don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to continue doing what he's been doing the last 2 weeks. But if the Eagles offense keeps it up and they keep doing what they're doing to finish off the season, then the Eagles deserve a top 20 spot in the NFL. As for the Patriots, I had them in the tier above this one a minute ago, and I decided to bump them down because they don't really belong in that tier. They belong in this tier. They belong with the Vikings and the Giants and the Eagles. We don't have a great team. It's above the It's better than the Vikings. I think if we played the Vikings, we would win, but we don't have a great team. So we are at number 18 in the up-and-coming tier. Any Given Sunday has been amended from last week's. Now we have Raiders, football team, Bears, and Cardinals. The Raiders are number 17 after dropping to 7-7 from, I believe, 5-2. They're having a rough end to the season from a previously promising playoff position. At 16, we have the Washington football team looking to win the NFC East. They just came off of a loss to Seattle, but it was a close game against a very tough team. Washington sitting at number 16, right behind the Chicago Bears, who just advanced to 7-7. Mitch Trubisky on the season is, I believe, 6-2 or 5. I think he's 5-2. I believe Mitch Trubisky is 5-2. The Bears were 3-0. Then they put Nick Foles in, and yikes, that brought the season way down for them. Now they're back up to 7-7 after Mitch Trubisky's won 2 of the last 4 games. The first 2 of those games being against divisional rivals like the Packers and the Vikings, who both played them very tough. Mitch Trubisky is getting back into a groove, and the Bears are a potential playoff team looking to bounce back. They're trying to beat the Cardinals right now, who are 8-6 after a win this week. The Cardinals have been an up-and-down team this season, but overall they have a very strong offense, a pretty decent defense, and the Cardinals are looking at a playoff spot currently. They are currently the 7th seed in the NFC. Strong Contenders is the next category. We have Miami Dolphins at 13, the Los Angeles Rams at 12, the Colts at 11, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 10, and the Browns at 9. I know every single person who roots for one of these teams is going to complain to me about how low their team is. I assure you that every single one of the other teams in this category agrees with you that their team feels the same way. The Dolphins, I feel like, have been too inconsistent this season. They played a good game against the Patriots this week, but that's not too impressive against a 6-8 team. As for the Rams, they just lost to the Jets, 23-20. The Rams have been the most consistent team on this list, and probably would be in the number 9 spot had they won this week. Even if it was a close win, they probably would be there if they won. But you can't lose to the Jets. You just can't. You can't give an 0-14 team their first win of the season and make the play. Like, you're going to make the playoffs, but that's just no. At number 11, we have the Colts. And the Colts, I feel like, have been flying under the radar. They deserve to be a top 10 team. We'll put them at 10.5. They're a very strong football team. Their defense started off very strong. It's regressed a little bit as they played harder teams, but they have a decent record against teams with a winning record, and the Colts are a very strong team. Their offense is good, their defense is good, and overall they are a complete balanced team. At number 10, we have the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers are very unpredictable. I think that they have a strong team, but their offense and their defense both have their good and bad days. Either both click or nothing clicks. And this game was one of the rare games against the Falcons where they both were not clicking for the entire first half, and then they both just happened to click for the second half. They came back from a 14-point deficit. Actually, I think it was a 17-point deficit from the second quarter to win against the Falcons. If they had ended up losing that game, they would be lower on this list, but they had a comeback win against not a great team, a team that's notoriously known this season for starting off fast and losing leads. So it was pretty carbon neutral game. They didn't really gain or lose anything from it, and they passed the Rams because the Rams lost to the Jets. So the Buccaneers are now at 10, and the Browns are at 9. They lost to the Ravens last week, and they played a very, very boring football game against the Giants this week. The Giants aren't a great team, and the Browns got bumped down because their game wasn't fantastic. The Ravens, of course, have beaten them twice, so they're above them. And I put Seattle above them because Seattle is now winning in the NFC West. Our next category is division leaders and Baltimore. The Seahawks have advanced to number 8 this week after their win over the Washington football team. The Washington football team has been on a winning streak, and the Seahawks, although it was a very close game, squashed that winning streak. Football team is not a great team, but it was a good win for Seattle, and it was a strong win for Seattle, basically. At number 7, we have the Ravens after winning 2 fantastic games the last 2 weeks. And there was a major divide between the Seahawks and the Ravens and the Steelers and the Titans, I believe. The Ravens have lost to the Steelers twice this season, and all of these teams in this category are very strong teams. But I think that the Steelers and the Titans are significantly better than the Ravens and the Seahawks. The only reason why I have the Titans above the Steelers is because I just love the Titans' offense so much. The Titans' offense is amazing to watch. The chemistry between Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry, the back and forth, the competition. I love both of those players. And watching them play football, Derrick Henry rushing for nearly 2,000 yards this season, or what he's on track for is nearly 2,000. It's just a fantastic team to watch. The Steelers might be a technically better team, but I really like watching the Tennessee Titans. And that's why the Titans are at number 5 and the Steelers are at number 6. The Steelers are also coming off of 2 bad wins. One of them to the Washington football team, and one of them to the Buffalo Bills. So the Titans are not coming off of 2 losses. The Steelers are. I expect them to win against the Bengals, but that's not too impressive. Leaving the Steelers at number 6, the Titans at 5, the Ravens at 7, and the Seahawks at 8. And last but not least, we have the NFL's elite. At number 1, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. At number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills. At number 3, we have the New Orleans Saints. And at number 4, we have the Green Bay Packers. The Chiefs retained their spot at number 1 after their win over the Saints in a very close game, 32-29. At number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are on a roll right now. They beat the Steelers last week, and then this week they completely demolished they were unforgiving against the Broncos team that has done fairly well against almost every opponent that they've had this year. At number 3, we have the Saints. The Saints lost 32-29 to the Kansas City Chiefs this week, bringing them down to 10-4. Second place in the NFC to the 11-3 Packers. But I have the Packers below them because I think the Saints have a stronger team. The Packers beat the Saints earlier in the season, but the Saints' defense is so much stronger than the Packers' defense. Their offense had some issues today, but they figured them out eventually. The Drew Brees had been out for a month, and then the Saints' offense didn't score in the first quarter because of that. And I think that if a couple things had gone differently, or if Drew Brees had a game of practice before this game, I think this game could have gone completely differently. Or if the Saints didn't have so many players go out with injuries, or Cam Jordan punched someone in the face. So I think that was a very good game played by the Saints. I don't think they deserve to drop very far, so I dropped them from 2 to 3. Chiefs are 1, Bills are 2, Saints are 3, and the Packers are 4. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and smash subscribe if you like my content. And tune in at around 8:10 or 8:15 on Sunday night to see my live reaction to the Packers-Titans game. I will not be live streaming the actual game because that is illegal, but I will be reacting to the game as it happens because I really enjoy watching football, and it's great to watch football with people. I'd like to thank the 230 people that came out today to view my stream at some point in time, and especially the people that were there the entire time. I really appreciate all of the support on the channel and all the people that took time out of their day to watch the game with me and have a little bit of fun. So thank you guys so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. And let's get to 750 subscribers. See you guys all in the next video. Peace out.